Super Miss Shop on YouTube.
What's up, you guys? Super Misfit checking in. We about to knock out this mini tub install video. I know a lot of people been waiting on it. I got a few messages over the last month or so about the video. My bad for taking so long to get to it, but I've been having other stuff going on. A lot of other stuff going on with the car. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek of that at the end of this video. But let's get to it, man. So first thing first, you gotta make sure you got everything you need. Some of you guys may have seen my mini tub prep video where we got all the stuff that we figured we need. Two of those items we didn't end up, well, I didn't end up needing. It was a waste of time to get, but we finna go over that now. So first thing first, you're gonna need your Detroit Speed mini tub kit, a welding machine, a heavy hammer, a hand torch, clamps, masking tape, self-etching primer, hand seamer, a divider, tape measure, a drill, 5/16 drill bit, a straight edge, which is basically just a ruler, a seam splitter. On my mini tub prep video, I kind of went overboard when I made that heavy duty seam splitter. These seams not that tough. You could really get away with using a flathead screwdriver. I had my impact drill. The pin punch I really didn't need. That was a waste of money. You're gonna need a cutout tool. So basically you get the little small one or get a big grinder, for instance. So a cutout tool, a grinder. You're gonna need blades for the cutout tool, a grinding wheel, a flap disc. I really use the flap disc way more than I use the grinding wheel. So you really could get away with not even having a grinding wheel. The flap disc will work just fine. Scissors, safety glasses, Raptor liner, and this right here was kind of blurred out some. It got messed up. That's a spot weld drill bit. I did not need that at all. That was a complete waste of my money. But now that we got that done, let's get over to where the magic happens with the actual tub. It's actually the mini tub that comes in the kit. Mine is already sprayed in self-etching primer. I'll go over that later on in the video. It got a few spots that I probably missed because I just glazed it with it. But I'll go over that a little later on in the video on why this here is a self-etching primer. But we're gonna leave this here so I can show you guys like a lot in detail on the measuring side of things and stuff like that. Before you get started, I'm gonna let you guys know now the instructions leave a lot to imagine. Along the way of me installing it, I had to let common sense take over, and I'm not taking no shots at Detroit Speed or anything like that, because after doing the install, it's kind of one of those things that you would really have to show someone. If I had to write it down on paper, I'd probably leave a lot to imagine too. But like I say, we're gonna do this video coming from the workbench over to the car and back and forth because I want to be able to show you guys in detail exactly what's going on. And taking my camera in the car will probably leave you guys lost in a few places. So we're gonna work basically off of this here, just using it as a prop. For instance, like how the stock tube would be. We're gonna use this as a prop to show you guys how to get the measurements and make the cuts and what to watch out for. The rear part is a little bit different when it comes to the cutting, because the template that you got, it drags your cut line all the way back here. You're not gonna be cutting that far. But that's why I wanted to pull this out of the car so I can show you guys on the actual tub exactly just about how much you need to cut and what to look out for, and where I got stumped at. I'm gonna show you guys all my mistakes that I made on the first side, a few mistakes I made so far cutting on the passenger side as well. So stay tuned, we're finna get to work. Might hear a little noise in the background. That's my fan going. It's hot here in Texas, it's burning up. But what we have here is a prop that I set up. I recorded some video of me making a lot of these measurements inside the car, but I really didn't like the way it came out. There's not a lot of room in there. It's a lot of stuff in the way, and I want to try to make this video as simple as possible. So I took some time and just made a rough little, what's it called, prop. Took a little time and made a prop for you guys, so you guys can pretty much see how this goes. This is basically the shape of what's on the other side of your tubs inside the car right now. This is a passenger side tub. So this is pretty much what that little metal will look like coming along. Inside of the car, you had a package tray stuff coming up about in this area. and cutting across and all of that. But right now, we just gonna make some measurements. These gonna be the first measurements that you make when you start on your Detroit Speed mini tub kit. Now you're gonna get your dividers, loosen them up so you can set them. We need these to be 2 3/4 of an inch. So we're gonna set these. Okay. Now we at 2 3/4 of an inch on the divider. We're gonna tighten the divider down so we don't come out of place. Then we're gonna go 2 3/4 from this top panel right here. To keep it as tight to your tub as possible. Like I say, this is a prop. It's not welded to that or anything like this. So I'm just gonna give you guys a basic outline. But keep yours as tight as you can to the tub. You're gonna come all the way down with your measurements. Now, the tip of this is pretty sharp, so if you have any type of coating or anything like that, it'll leave a mark. I know you guys probably can't see because it's a glare on this camera, but I can see the line is coming down right here, comes all the way down just like that. So what I use to mark my lines to make sure I don't go too far, I use masking tape. Now this masking tape that I got is 3/4 of an inch wide. I'm going to show you guys how they come into play in a second. So we're gonna tear us a nice piece of this off. We're gonna mark everything. Once you're inside the car, you wanna mark these lines. This is gonna be the 2 3/4 of an inch. And we're marking, we stand up so I can get directly on that line. We need a longer piece for this. I hope you guys can see this. You wouldn't go that far up inside the actual tub. I'm just laying it down on this prop. So that's where you at on it. So now you want to take your ruler, get you a flat edge, and come across the front of your tub, which would be about this area right here. Now tub all the way on over. Now that we got that, you're gonna want to come back with your divider and set your divider to 2 inches instead of 2 3/4 now. So we're gonna loosen up the divider. About right where we want it at. Just a tad bit more. All right, there we go. We spot on 2 inches with the divider. Tighten the divider up. Now this time you're not gonna measure up the little slope that's in your car. You're gonna come straight off the side of the tub with the 2 inches. So again, stay as tight as you can to the tub. Come all the way down. Now we got that line right there. What we're gonna do to mark that line is some more masking tape. That way you don't have to worry about losing your line, nothing smudging off or anything like that. And like I say, this masking tape that I got is actually 3/4 inches wide. So basically, it should fit perfectly in front of this one. It'll be directly on this line here. So now that we got that done, we focus on the front part. Now remember, we drew this line earlier. We're gonna need 3/4 to hang off the front side of this tube. We wanna put our 3/4 lip directly in front of the line, not behind it, but in front. Lay it directly on top of that line. And then we're gonna put us a little slit mark right here. This is pretty much how that's gonna get cut. But when it's time to cut, once we get to that part, you're not gonna cut all the way back there, because once you bend this down, it starts to split bag coming in the rear. So put a circle right there. You can just cut from there to there. So now let's get over to the back side of the trunk area and get those measurements for back there. Standing outside of the car, looking in through the trunk, but I'm just standing right here to give you guys a good example of how this will go. So you're gonna wanna lay this down as tight as you can to your tub. And once you lay that down real tight up against your tub, and then come to masking tape. On the outside of that and make your line. Now I know this stick out kind of far. You're gonna see all of this back here. Do not make no lines back here. You're not even gonna need to cut none of that back there. When we get to the cutting part, I'm gonna show you guys just about exactly why I started cutting it on mine. And while you at it, reaching from the back, or whether you gotta go inside, try to connect your two lines from the front all the way to that back line. So now you got that whole line pretty much laid out. Now from here, it's gonna be time for us to get inside of the car, make a few cuts inside the car. Let's go. All right, we are inside of the car. And this is the back seat bracket. You're gonna have to cut this bracket out right here. As you can see, mine is already cut out. I already drilled out those spot wheels and whatnot. I'm about to show you guys over back at the workbench exactly how to do that. I have the one from the driver's side over there, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I drill those out, drill out the spot wheels. And also, once you get in this area here, you're gonna have to cut up higher a little bit, because it's a guide hole right here for your new tub that comes in the mini tub kit that has to be lined up. So you're gonna want to cut this a little bit, but not too far high. Just try to get it up to where your tub can at least sit flush right here. So just know you're going to have to take a little bit out of there, and I basically use the Sawzall and cut smooth across through here. Drill these spot wheels out, and there's also some on the back side. I'm about to show you guys how to get those as well. There's also a bracket that sits in the trunk area as well. You're gonna have to drill out those spot wheels. It's gonna sit inside your tub, and there's also some spot wheels up here. On the driver side, I actually drilled those out, but on the passenger side, I didn't. I just cut the complete bracket, and I'll show you guys how that comes together once we weld everything back in place. But we finna get over to the bench, and I'm gonna show you guys what I did to get all those spot wheels out. Let's go. This flap disc a little worn out. This is the one I use to pretty much do both sides of the tub. So. Now you can see those a little better. A lot of spots you're gonna have to pull out your flap disc, so you grind them wheels and grind that coating off, the undercoating off, just to see those spot wheels. Now we finna get into removing the spot wheels. And the step bit is the fastest way that I found to knock out those spot wheels, because what it does, it actually drives down from smaller all the way up to bigger and blows a hole smooth through the spot wheel. As you can see, it makes quick work of the spot wheels, knocks them out pretty fast. As you can see, I drilled out all the little spot wheels that was there. And like I say, the good thing about this step bit is You can go all the way down to the actual size of the spot wheel. It makes quick work out of it, so we should be able to lift this up majority of the way, as you can see. So it makes quick work of those spot wheels. Get you a flat head on the harder parts, use leverage and pry them off of the panels. And that's pretty much how I knocked out majority of those spot wheels. Now that I've shown you guys how to get those spot wheels out, make sure you get the spot wheels out on the bracket that sits on the seat. Also get the spot wheels out on the bracket that sits on the trunk. Now that you have that out the way, you ready for part 2 of the video. Be sure to subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you can catch part 2. I hope this video was short and straight to the point. I know a few people might have preferred for me to record inside of the car. I had some footage from me working inside of the car, getting these measurements and stuff like that, but majority of the time it was just me blocking the camera. There's not a lot of room to work with inside of the car, and the lighting not that good. So I hope this was detailed for you so far. You enjoying the video. Be sure to subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you catch part 2. On part 2, we actually gonna start cutting the tub out of the car. I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. I actually followed the instructions on the driver's side for how I cut the tub out. By the time I got to the passenger side, common sense had kicked in, and I knocked the job out way faster without doing all that work that they wanted me to do on the instructions. So be sure to subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and we're gonna get to part 2 in a minute here shortly. I'm about to do some recording, edit a little footage I already got, and hopefully that video will be up in no time. And oh, I got a surprise for you guys too. Let's check that out.